Okay, and welcome. What I'm going to do here is some broccoli. The way I like to do it is when I get my broccoli, it's in stock form. Of, of course, it's organic. And then when I first use my broccoli, if I have time, I cut it all up and then store it. Yeah, this is plastic. Ideally, I need to look into some storage containers. It would be like glass or well, what am I thinking of? Like stainless steel, something like that. Maybe glass because then I can see through it. But right now, this is what I got. So I've brought my water to a boil, and I had it on high to do that. Now I'm just gonna turn it down to about medium. I still want it to do a boil, but I don't need it to do a rolling boil. So just gonna drop these in, and that'll cool the water down a little bit, but it'll come back up. I'll turn it up there. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to use all of that. Okay. And it depends how much broccoli you want. That's personal preference, of course. So, okay. Now that definitely stopped the boil because the broccoli is, cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. Echo, set broccoli timer 5 minutes. And I'm going to get a little cover to hold the heat in even better. So that's it. I'm going to cook it 5 minutes. Boom, shut it off, call it done. Usually when I throw it in like that, if it stops the boil to that extent, I'll make it like maybe 6 minutes, that kind of thing. But I'm just going to leave it sit there after I shut it off anyway. So it's going to be fine. So next, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut up some potatoes. Yeah, I'm going to cut up some potatoes for you. One of my girls requested mashed potatoes, so we're going to go for that. These are russet potatoes, and I've washed them, and I'm just using a paring knife, here, because for me it works really well to do this kind of thing. Now you may notice I'm not peeling these. Everything I'm using is organic, so these are organic, and I've washed them. And there's a lot of good vitamins in those skins, in those peels. So I'm definitely not peeling them. Now, if I see any what seem to be bad parts, I'll cut that off, of course. And I'm just cutting them into little pieces, so they'll cook more quickly when I do boil them. Let's see how that's doing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? I think I'm gonna turn it up to like 8. No, let's make that 7. Okay. So I started it off on high to get the water, super boiling, and then I turned it down to medium. But yeah, I'm thinking 7 looks good to me, because you don't want to cook all the goodness out of your vegetables either. And broccoli, like so many other things, you can eat that raw, however you want to. You just sit there and eat it, put it in a salad or whatever. And of course, I'm not going into any fancy detail. You would season to your own preference. If you have no clue as to what that might be, just experiment. Like I use adobo seasoning a lot. Also, some people would think it's super yummy just to get that broccoli in a nice little bowl and then dump some nice butter on top and have it melt right into it. Put the butter on when it's still nice and hot, so it's going to melt right into it. So that's, but like I said, that's personal preference, really. You know, some people don't do dairy at all, so that wouldn't be something they would do. And as you can see, this is all just quick and easy. I'm just cutting chunks of potato here, and I should have already had some water boiling for that. Well, this piece I cut off the end. I'm not really too crazy about the way that piece looks, so I'm just going to throw that one away. Okay, get myself out another pan. Let's see what I can do here. This is an okay size. I'm thinking it is. Now, usually I do my best to keep everything inward because I do have small children. I don't want them in the kitchen when I'm cooking, hot stuff and pointy stuff and all that. And they are napping right now. Um, well, I'm going to put it right here. And it should be absolutely fine. I'm just not comfortable with that, but this is too small for my bigger burner. Oh, you know what I can do? This is going to be done in just a minute, so boom, I'm just going to move it over. There's no way I need to use that burner at this time. So I'm going to put some water in here. I use a countertop reverse osmosis system. If anybody wants to know what I use specifically, let me know, and I'll update description for this video, and I'll include a link to what I use. Echo stop. And see, there it is. So I'm just gonna move that over. If you heard me just now, and of course you did, say echo stop. I was just telling Echo to stop my timer there. So, okay, now we're gonna go for that. So they're done. The broccoli is done. Do what you like with it. Like I said, season to taste, whatever. And now I'm just waiting for this water to boil, and I'll be happy to show you what I'm going to do with that. You're getting two for the price of one. I've been breaking these videos up. You're getting two for the price of one. That's right. Broccoli, and it's going to be mashed potatoes, right? Wonder if they're all going to fit in there properly. You know what? It's going to work. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to pause, and I'll be back when my water is boiling. And just for fun, I'll show you the broccoli. I have it in a bowl now. And I've decided to use the pan that I cooked the broccoli in for my potatoes because I really felt like I needed more space for these potatoes. So let's put a little more water in there. And I guess I'll take this moment to mention if you think what I'm doing is interesting, please do not hesitate to like, subscribe, and share because that'll help me grow my channel and it'll let me know that people have interest. In case you've just joined us, this is your first time watching this channel. This is simple cooking, simple, easy cooking. Nothing fancy here, at least not at this time. This is like for people that want to unhook from the restaurant and canned food, processed food experience, to take into their own hands what's going into their bodies. Um, and some people just have no idea what to do with fresh broccoli or potatoes. I mean, some people literally have grown up eating their vegetables out of a can, and it's like to varying degrees may feel lost in the kitchen. So that's what I'm doing here. Taking the mystery out of what to do with some simple things. Yeah, if you haven't checked out my bread video yet, check that out. I got a totally simple bread recipe, and I've even just bought a very special stoneware clay. Um, I'm touching it over here. I don't know if you see that bread pan with a cover and everything, and I haven't used it yet. I just unpacked it yesterday, and I will be cooking some bread with that, and that's to me very exciting. So yeah, well, like, subscribe, and share. I guess I will stop talking at this time because I want that water to boil so we can move on to the next step. Here we go. And my water is almost boiling. I'll just take a moment to mention. Um, I mention it a lot. I'm going to mention it again. I like to use no plastic when I'm cooking. You did see I had the plastic bag. I explained that, it's like, yeah, I need to look into some better kind of storage container. And I'm going to. And what else did I want to say? Oh, yeah, nonstick cookware. Stay away from it. Stay away from it because, it might say new and improved, doesn't contain the bad chemical. But come on, in 20 years, they're going to be like, oops, well, or 10 years or less. Oops, sorry, that turned out to be bad too. But here's our new and improved one. So just avoid it because invariably it's going to turn out to be something you shouldn't be exposing your food to. Okay, my water is boiling. I'm just going to pick up these potatoes, drop them in. I guess a safer way would be to basically go like this so I don't splash myself. I just got excited. It's like, my water's ready. Okay. And that's going to take it right to the top. I should pour some of that, but yeah, it'll boil off. So, okay, I've just stuck them in there and I've consulted Echo. And Echo said, because I don't really usually time this stuff, but for the sake of the video, I really need to. Echo said, do it for like 25 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. Now it just lost its boil because I put all those, cold potatoes in there, but it'll come on back. And so I'm just going to set my timer for 25 minutes and we'll see what happens with that. Echo, set potato timer 25 minutes. I won't put this on yet because I need some. Well, you know what I need to do? Yeah, I wouldn't do this if my girls were up running around, but they are still sleeping. So I'm just going to bring it to the sink and pour some of it off. There we go. There we go. It'll also help it get back to that boil that much quicker. So there's that. Now I will put this cover on there. The thing I like about using Echo for a timer in the kitchen. Say I have, and I'm not selling the devices, you won't find a link or anything to the Echo devices, but I can label my stuff, It's like if I have several things cooking at once, and the timer goes off, if I don't have a label on it, what was that? What was that? Was that my beans? Was it my potatoes? Was it what? So I like to put a label on it for sure. Because I get pretty busy and pulled in like 12 directions at once sometimes, and I need that label. It's a good backup safety feature for me. Okay, well, I'm going to pause this again, and hopefully when we come right back, we'll be ready to mash some potatoes. I'll jump right back in with a little side note. You saw me put the cover on there, but I want to point out I didn't put it flat on complete cover. I've got it cracked a little bit so the steam can come out. If I just put it on like that, it would, it would overflow and all that stuff. It would just boil over. So I have got it open like that. Also, I started it on a high, yeah, but I don't need it to be a complete super boil the whole way through. It's still boiling for sure, and I've turned it down a little bit. I've turned it down to 7. You'll do your own experimentation, I imagine. If you see it's stopped giving you a boil, then just turn it up until it starts again. So I just wanted to mention that. Don't want anybody to think I had the cover straight on there and then copy that and have it bubble all over the place. So, okay, we'll be back. Okay, I'm getting closer to these potatoes being ready. Every now and then I stop, take my fork, and just see what they feel like, how my fork goes into them. Some of them are like ready already, and some of them are just close to being ready. Now, I mentioned earlier I just kind of keep it cracked a little bit so it doesn't overflow. Well, yeah, if it's a hearty boil for sure. But this boil I have here, it's a boil, but it's a calmer boil, so I can just replace the lid and not be concerned about it. So I am getting closer. Figured I would give you that update. This will be the pan I'm going to use. And this, as you may or may not know, is a potato masher. I like a potato masher. I grew up with potato mashers, so it's my tool of choice in making mashed potatoes. And in my mind, it gives more of a kind of homey effect, I mean, as opposed to some kind of contraption that would beat the living daylights out of them, whip them, I guess, right? Anyway, figured I would point that out. You'll be seeing this in action in just a few moments, and we'll give you another little pause. Echo, what's my timer? Okay, so it's saying I've got about 5 minutes left, and relating to the size that I cut these into, they have cooked faster than the Echo recommended time. So I'm going to shut that off now. And so basically it was about 20 minutes for these potatoes. Now, maybe you've seen this in another video that I've done. I could scoop them right like that. Yeah, I like this tool. Handy dandy. Yep. And there, I'm just getting them all out. Look at that. And I forget if I mentioned it, but I probably did. This is, of course, clean drinking water that I use to cook my vegetables in. Okay, now here's the mashing part. Just boom, that's it. See, they're in there. Bottom of the pan is hot. And I'm just taking this and I'm mashing like that. Now, if you so desired, you could throw some butter in there right now, even. You could add some cream if that's your thing. You can add anything, really. And like I said, I leave the skins on because there's supposed to be some good nutritional content in those skins. So I've been eating skins on my potatoes for years, but you definitely want them to be organic. And once again, ideally, you would grow them yourself if you could. I'm not able to do that right now, so I just buy organic from the store and hope for the best. And it doesn't take much. And basically, that's it. My broccoli from earlier is right in here, so I've covered it up like so, and well, I'm ready to move on to the next step. What I'm doing here is preparing dinner for my girls. They should be up from nap time pretty soon, so I better keep on this. Okay, that is done. Move on to your next step, whatever that might be. Add your seasoning or not. And there it is. Thank you for joining me. If you found this to be interesting, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe and share. How does that go? Like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, thank you. And once again, I hope you found this interesting. And stay strong, stay healthy, eat organic, and don't use non-stick cookware. Okay? Bye for now.